What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the best Wakanda characters in order to use them on the upcoming Scourge event to unlock Archangel. So it was announced yesterday that the second team that is going to be required for the Death Saga, the upcoming Saga on patch 6.6, is going to be the Wakanda. So we had the Bionic Avengers before, now we also going to have Wakanda. I think this Death Scourge is going to be extremely difficult, so it's going to be very likely that you might need both of these teams. But in this video we are going to take a specific look on the Wakanda, which are the best Wakanda to use outside of Cosmic Crucible, to use outside of Alliance Wars, because if you take a look at the Scourge, they are way more similar to Dark Dimension and to Rage. So we are going to analyze the kits of the Wakanda characters on that specific context, and we are going to take a look at the previous Wakanda characters that we had in the past, and also the two new characters that had their kits leaked by Tauna 1 week ago. So we are going to take a look at all of that and then make a conclusion on what are the best 5 Wakanda characters for you to invest in right now for the Death Scourge for Archangel. So as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look at these Wakanda characters, and these are the Wakanda characters we already have available in game. We have Black Panther, Okoye, Killmonger, M'Baku, and Shuri. So let's start with what I think is going to be the centerpiece of this team, and that's going to be Shuri. Now, the Shuri is going to be the centerpiece of this team for many reasons. Not only she is the legendary character, but also her passive ability provides tons of benefits for the entire team. So she's not a selfish character. She's a character that whenever she's on the Wakanda team, she's going to provide tons of benefits. One of that benefit is going to be the speed up on spawn for the entire Wakanda. Yes, these new upcoming characters, they are also Wakanda. They are War Dogs and Wakanda. So it's all going to work fine. And yes, they are going to get this speed up on spawn. Then on turn, if she's charged, she's going to provide some healing to the team, which gives some additional healing. And then we have this interesting ability. On the defense up, she's going to give energy for herself. And this is very convenient because there are a few characters here that are able to give defense up to Shuri. And this is something that we need to have in mind. It's the defense up for Shuri. Okay, so on top of she providing speed up for the Wakanda, she's also going to provide 40% max health to all Wakanda, 20% max armor to all Wakanda, so it's going to increase their health, it's going to increase their armor, which will reduce the incoming damage. And then if the characters drop below 50% health, they are going to get 3 deflects. Each of those deflects reduces the damage by 25%. So as you can see, just by the passive alone, Shuri is going to be a centerpiece for the Death Scourge. Okay, let's take a look at her second ability that I find crucial for the Scourge event is going to be her special. Apply defense up for self and allies for 2 turns. Apply 1 charge for self and all Wakanda allies. The giving charges to Wakanda allies is going to allow them to have additional benefits when they use their abilities, so this is going to be extremely important. On top of that, she's going to provide 2 energy for 2 random allies. If you do the T4, she's also going to provide 4 energy to random Wakanda allies that do not include herself. This is going to be extremely important, and this is going to be the motor of this team. She's going to be able to do this special ability very often. We'll take a look at why soon. But keep this ability in mind because this ability is going to give energy to multiple allies. Then she is going to give more energy to Wakanda allies. She's going to give more charges and the defense up, which is going to reduce the damage by 50%. So this ability is definitely a must-have in situations like the Death Scourge and also Dark Dimension. So As you can see, Shuri is a must-have character on this team. Then we have her ultimate, which is going to heal Wakanda allies, and it's also going to clear negative effects from them. This ability is going to get reworked in the future, so first it clears the negative effects and then it heals, so it will have some additional value. But the biggest problem with this ability is that it starts with no energy, but you'll see by the end of this video that this will no longer be a problem, and you'll actually be able to use this ability quite often. Okay, so that's Shuri for you. She also has this heal block that she can apply to the primary target, and depending on which enemies you are facing, like Silver Surfer, we have seen this in the past, this heal block might become extremely important. Okay, so that's Shuri for you. She's gonna be the centerpiece of this team. Now let's talk about someone who's not gonna be a centerpiece of this team, and that's gonna be Killmonger. He's a very selfish character, unlike Shuri. He's not gonna be able to provide anything for his team. The team provides a lot of things for him. It allows him to do retaliation attacks, it allows him to do counter attacks. But that's not enough. We don't want selfish characters. We don't want characters like Killmonger. Unfortunately, he's just not cutting it. The only ability that he has that attacks multiple targets, it's not that great outside of Cosmic Crucible. And then the special ability, it's low cooldown, but it's only single target damage, and the damage multipliers are also low. So this is gonna be a character that you want to skip. Yes, I know that he has one of the best skins in the game, but unfortunately he's not gonna cut it in terms of the war Scourge. Okay, let's move on to another character, this one a little bit better, which is going to be Okoye. So Okoye, she is kinda of a assist character. She's gonna help out the team on defense up. She's going to get immunity, that's going to protect her, that's always nice. If Wakanda characters crit on any situation, she's going to get charges, and that will allow her to have some extra effects on her abilities. On Wakanda allies turn, she was always going to gain assist, so this is going to be nice in case you want to apply multiple vulnerabilities to the team, and she does some additional piercing damage and so on. Now the best part about Okoye, in my opinion, is the special ability. This special ability applies defense down and applies offense down to multiple characters. This is going to be extremely powerful because not only you have that defense up from Shuri, you have the additional armor, deflects and so on. Now you are also going to apply offense down to multiple characters on the enemy side. So that's going to reduce the damage by 50% plus another 50%. Reducing their attack. So that's like you are decreasing the damage by 75%, and this makes Okoye a must-have character. Also, her cooldown is it's a medium range, it's 4 energy, comes full, so you can use this early on in the match, but because of all that energy that Shuri will provide, you'll more likely than not have this ability ready to use all the time. Okay, so as you can see, this ability extremely powerful. Now let's take a look at her ultimate ability, and this ultimate ability is not that great, but it can decide your fate quite often, and the reason why is because of the turn rewind by 50%. This is a massive ability, and it's going to be very useful if you have like some super critical enemy that you need to stop or turn rewind or anything like that. This is going to be the option for that. So in my opinion, Okoye is going to be a must-have character, not only for the offense down, but also for this 50% turn rewind, which is a great ability. In terms of the basic, she's able to clear positive effects from the enemies, she gets additional focus for that, and as we see from her passive, she will always be assisting the Wakanda allies whenever they have a turn. So this is going to be very convenient for you in case you want to remove positive effects from the enemies. Now let's talk about a character that what happened to my Wakanda team? Okay, let's talk about a character that some people might consider optional. I don't think it's actually that optional. So we have a Black Panther. Now Black Panther is not the most flexible character. He is not a provider the same way that Shuri is, but he has this insane passive that on kill allows him to get 100% turn meter, and this turn meter actually stacks up. So if you kill multiple targets, you are going to have multiple turns, and that's quite great. On the defense up, gain deflect and gain regeneration, so this is going to give him some additional survivability, some additional healing mechanics outside of the abilities that Shuri is able to provide. So once again, this is going to be very convenient for you. He's not the character that is providing a lot of things like Shuri, but he's getting a lot for his own survivability, and overall he has more value than Killmonger. So when you take a look now at his special ability, he's also going to give offense up for 2 turns, which is going to increase the damage and the focus of everyone else. And if he crits, he's going to give counters to all Wakanda allies. Now this ability has 100% chance of crit, so as you can imagine, he's going to give counter attacks for everyone. Counter attacks are going to result more damage, more buff removals, more heal blocks on the enemy, so this is definitely an ability that you want to have. Once again, we have ability with 4 energy that comes full, and based on the energy that Shuri is going to be able to provide, you are going to be able to use this ability quite often. Okay, now on the basic attack, a lot of people forget about this, but this is the only source of slow that you have on the Wakanda, so it's going to be very, very important for you to always make sure that you are able to apply this slow to the characters that matter. If you can pair up this slow with the turn rewind on the ultimate of Okoye, that's a very, very powerful combination for situations like raids, Dark Dimension, and the Death Scourge. Finally, we have his ultimate, and the ultimate is a little bit of a selfish ability. It's going to do mostly damage, but once again, if you can get rid of any characters, you are gonna get additional turn meter, and then Black Panther will go faster. He's going to be able to provide more offense ups, more counters, and so on. So as you can imagine from what I'm saying, Black Panther is going to be one of the key characters that you want to bring. So we took a look at Shuri, we took a look at Killmonger, we took a look at Black Panther and Okoye. Now let's talk about one of the biggest questions on this team, and this is going to be M'Baku. M'Baku is not part of the new War Dogs team, he's part of the old Wakanda, but the question is, does he still able to provide value to the entire Wakanda team in situations like Dark Dimension, Cosmic Crucible, Alliance Wars, and Death Scourge, and raids, and so on? And the answer is yes. And the answer is yes because of this special ability. This special ability goes ignored quite often because the AI usually does not use this ability first. If the ultimate ability of a character is available, if it is full of energy, the AI will always use the ultimate ability first. But the special ability from M'Baku is actually game changing. So he's going to get down for 2 turns, he's going to apply 2 counters for self and all Wakanda allies, so we are going to have counters with the Black Panther, and we're also going to have counters with M'Baku. You can chain those, and that's going to allow you to have counters all the time. Then he's going to gain 2 charges, which is going to be awesome because he's going to be able to do some abilities with his charges. And then he's going to be able to apply defense up for 2 turns for all Wakanda allies. So you guys remember when I said that Shuri gets energy whenever she gets defense up? Well, because this ability has such a low cooldown, and because M'Baku is going to apply defense up to the entire Wakanda, this will allow Shuri to use her ultimate turn 2, and this will also allow Shuri to use her special more often. The more often Shuri will use her special, the more she will give energy. The more she will give energy, the more M'Baku will use his special. The more M'Baku will give energy to Shuri, and then Shuri is giving energy to everyone else. So you can see between M'Baku and Shuri, you have insane levels of energy generation, and this will allow your Okoye, your Black Panther, and some additional character to use their abilities all the time. It's gonna be ridiculous how often you'll be able to use the special and the ultimate of Black Panther and Okoye based on Shuri and M'Baku energy generation. So just based on this ability alone, M'Baku is a must-have character. Now, taking a look at his other abilities, the ultimate is actually pretty decent, but it's something that you have to decide if you want to use turn 1 or turn 2. It's definitely a good ability because it's able to provide 2 charges for all Wakanda allies, which are going to activate multiple abilities on Okoye, Shuri and Black Panther. This attack cannot be counter-attacked, so is not going to take any additional damage from this, which is quite good. Now, on the defense up, he's going to heal himself by 15%, so once again, like we had with Black Panther, we have additional healing mechanics that activate whenever defense up is applied to the team, whether it is with M'Baku, with Shuri, or so maybe other character. So this is definitely a must-have ability. Then we have if charged, and when Wakanda ally drops below 50% health, is going to clear all negative effects on M'Baku and is going to taunt. So this is going to be awesome because it's going to protect your more vulnerable characters, maybe some characters that you have at low stars, or maybe some of your more fragile characters like Okoye and like Black Panther. Then on top of that, he's going to have a block chance, which is going to reduce the damage that he takes, and is going to heal himself for additional 10% health whenever he blocks. So as you can see, M'Baku is definitely a must-have character for situations like raids, Dark Dimension, and specifically for this upcoming Death Scourge. His energy generation with Shuri is going to be amazing, and all these healing mechanics that he has is going to be able to keep him alive without Shuri having to heal him directly. Now you might have to change his ISO 8 to healer. It's a little bit more convenient for situations like Dark Dimension, the raids and the Death Scourge, but if you are not using him on that specific scenario, you can use him as a raider or as a striker. Those are good options as well. Okay, so that's for the old characters. So the only character that got a bad review overall was Killmonger, and you can see that the best combo is gonna be M'Baku and Shuri, and then 2 additional characters that are going to provide damage. In my opinion, Black Panther and Okoye are must-have. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at the new characters and try to figure out which character is going to be the best one to complement the 4 characters we already chose. Okay, so first off we have Nakia. Once again, this is all thanks to Downa and Benny Westside, so shout out for them. And with Nakia, most of the abilities that she has, it's only for Alliance Wars. Everything that you see in red, it's for Alliance Wars. And this character is another selfish character like Killmonger. The abilities that she provides are not that great to the entire team, it's only more beneficial to herself. So clear all negative effects from this character, attack the primary target and apply Disrupted. Now this can be convenient in specific situations. We are going to see if that is going to make a big difference or not. But overall, that's the only thing she does, is applying Disrupt to one target with her special ability. In terms of the ultimate ability, this is a turn 2 ability, or it's a turn 1 ability depending on the speed she has. I don't remember exactly which speed she has, if Shuri goes first or she goes first. More likely than not, she will go before Shuri, making this always a turn 2 ability. So she's going to attack the enemies, she's going to rebound chain, and if she's in stealth, she's going to do additional damage. So Nakia is pretty much a female version of Killmonger, and as we saw before, Killmonger is a very selfish character, and it's definitely a character that it's not convenient for raids, it's not convenient for Dark Dimension, and it's definitely not going to be convenient for the Death Scourge, where you'll be able to obtain Archangel. Then when we take a look at her passive, the only thing that she gets outside of Alliance Wars, it's this. So defense up, on defense up she gains stealth. Stealth is going to allow her to deal some more damage. So as you can see, this is definitely not the character you want to invest in. People are thinking about, oh, should I invest on the new characters or M'Baku? definitely M'Baku is going to be the best option for Cosmic Crucible and also the Death Scourge. Now, so Nakia, as you can see, is definitely a character that you are going to skip. Now let's take a look at Black Panther 1 million BC. And this character is the one that you want to bring as a 5th. So first let's take a look at his special ability. It's going to rebound Shine the same way that Nakia does, the same way that Killmonger does, but he's going to be able to provide the defense down to the enemies. So this is going to allow Black Panther, the original one, not the 1 million BC, is going to allow him to destroy the enemies with his special ability and his ultimate ability. Usually Black Panther already does a lot of damage because he has the offense up and he has a very high base damage, but now we are attacking on the defense down characters, so this is definitely going to destroy whichever enemies you have. So it's definitely important for you, for a situation like the Death Scourge, Dark Dimension Raids and so on, to have Black Panther 1 million BC together with a normal Black Panther. Okay, so on top of that, Black Panther 1 million BC has a very important ability. Steal 5 positive effects from the primary target except Daunt, and then is going to spread all positive effects on himself to all War Dog allies. Who else is a War Dog character? It's Shuri. Yes, it's Shuri. So on a 4 energy cooldown, Black Panther 1 million BC is going to provide a defense up for Shuri that we already saw before, that is going to give her more energy, which will provide more energy for the entire team, which will provide more energy to M'Baku, which will provide more energy to Shuri again. So as you can see, we have a second source of energy and a second motor on this team. Very important to have M'Baku, Shuri and Black Panther 1 million BC, giving energy to all the characters, giving energy to the entire team, constant defense up, constant counters, constant offense up, constant offense down on the enemies, constant defense down on the enemies. And yes, this is the last character that you really want to consider, and it's the only new character that you want to invest in. So in case you want to get this guy up and running for the Death Scourge, maybe you want to save some cores in order to get more shards for him. On defense up is also going to get offense up, and on turn gain 1 charged per enemy with offense down. This is going to allow him to do some additional damage and so on if the enemies have a defense down, which is going to increase the rate of how fast you can destroy your enemies and get additional turns with your Wakanda allies. Okay guys, so as you can see, the answer is pretty clear. The team that you want is Black Panther, Okoye, Black Panther 1 million BC, M'Baku and Shuri. Good enough is that this is also the best team for Cosmic Crucible. We are going to kick out Killmonger from here, and Black Panther 1 million BC is also going to be the best option for Cosmic Crucible. So you have an overlap of Cosmic Crucible and Death Scourge. So the 5 characters that you invest for Cosmic Crucible are also going to be the best 5 characters for you to invest on the Death Scourge. So this is definitely a recommendation that I'm going to give to you. Invest in these 4 characters plus Black Panther 1 million BC, and as you can see, I already started investing. He was level 75 yesterday, and I'm gonna start leveling them up at least to level 85, gear tier 15. I don't think they really need gear tier 16 unless you want to get on that top 500 for the Death Scourge, which might be convenient for you or not, depending on which side of the raids you are, or depending on how good the kit from Archangel is going to be, because so far we have no information. The only information we have is that we need Bionic Avengers and Wakanda, and that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the best Wakanda characters for the Death Scourge, which are also the best Wakanda characters for Cosmic Crucible going forward to the patch 6.5. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you found information helpful, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.